What's up guys, it's Cassidy and I'm back with another video. Today's gonna be a little bit more of a chatty video as opposed to like a fashion or beauty video. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, but I kept convincing myself that I didn't have the credibility to do one of these, but I decided to start giving myself more credit. I feel like I've been filming videos on YouTube for a while now. I've just never done it consistently up until this year. I have done a lot of research when it comes to setting up for my YouTube, how to make my channel succeed a little bit better, or how to have a little bit more of a following. So I decided that I think it would be a good idea to just come on here and tell you guys what I've learned throughout these years that I've been doing it. I do consider myself still a beginner in this. I definitely don't know everything about YouTube. I don't know everything about, you know, creating a social media following, but I do know what I've learned throughout this time that I've been doing it. I just wanted to come on here and make this video for those people that feel like they're too scared to start a YouTube channel, or they just don't even know where to begin. I just thought it would be something that was kind of helpful for some of you that have been wanting to get into something like this but keep convincing yourself that there's some reason that you can't. The first things that I'm going to be talking about is sort of the behind the scenes stuff as far as cameras, lighting, what I use and what I think would be best to invest in, and then I'll kind of just go off on tangents from there. I do want to just start by saying, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you just need to start it. You need to have something inside of you that doesn't stop you from starting it, that doesn't stop you from making videos. So I'll go into more tips about that a little bit later in the video. Jumping into equipment, I don't have a whole studio in my house. I'm just here in my room filming these videos. It can be kind of intimidating to jump into it just because I know a lot of people see these huge YouTubers and they have like cameramen, they have camera crews, they have like all this crazy lighting, this whole setup, and it looks like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. I can't do that right now. But just because you don't have a crew and a whole room to film in and heaps of makeup doesn't mean that you can't start a channel. I started filming my videos on like a little digital camera. It was like a Sony digital camera. I didn't have a tripod. I just stacked a bunch of books on top of each other onto a table, and then I just filmed from there. I just dealt with what I had. So my number one thing would be to invest in a camera. The camera is probably the thing that will cost you the most. For all of my videos now, I use a Canon T6S. I get this question all the time. People always DM me on Instagram asking what camera I use. So it's a Canon Rebel T6S, and it's actually my boyfriend's camera. I used to use a Nikon D5100, but if you go a few videos back, you'll see the huge quality difference. Although my camera was a Nikon, it just didn't cut it. Like the lighting was always off, even though I still use the same lighting in my videos. Yeah, I don't know, there was something about that camera that just didn't cut it for me. So once my boyfriend, he does photography, so he had been wanting a camera for a long time. Luckily he got this one, and I was like, this is really good for my videos, so he lets me use it to film my videos, which is freaking awesome. But that would be my suggestion to all of you. You guys don't need a Canon T6S, a camera that a lot of people use for vlogging, but that also a lot of people use for makeup pictures, and it comes out amazing. The quality is great, and it's super light and easy to carry. I believe that camera is a Sony A5100, and it does cost around $500. I believe it's like $498. But if you go to a photography store, any store that has a lot of knowledge on cameras, you can tell them your budget and how you want your videos to look, and you can also be there to like test out some cameras so you can see how the pictures come out right before you actually purchase anything. So that's what I would suggest. The main thing that's probably going to cost you the most money is a camera. So pick up a couple extra shifts if it's something that you really want. Work a little bit, save those $10 that your parents give you every week if you're in high school. If you're smart about saving your money, I'm telling you, you can save up for a camera. So that's my first thing wrapped up. The second thing is lighting. What I used are softbox lighting. I used two softbox lights. So I have one light here and one light here, so I kind of have them lighting both angles of my face. They actually weren't that expensive if you compare them to like the world of photography lighting, because some lights can go up thousands and thousands of dollars, but these two softbox lights, I believe they were around $150. You can go on Amazon and find softbox lights. Or what I would suggest, if you're trying to save some space, if you don't have a lot of space in your apartment or your room, I think a ring light is always a great go-to. Generally, ring lights are around $150, which is honestly not that bad. Again, comparing to the whole world of lighting. If you don't have lights, or let's say you just want to focus all of your chunk of money or chunk of savings into getting a good camera, use the daylight. Daylight is your best friend. So as you can see, I have these lights here, but I also have my window, and I have another window on this side of my room, and it brightens up my background most of the time. Right now it's a little cloudy outside, so the light keeps on going in and out, but for the most part I love to film in the daytime, not because I need the daylighting for my face, but because I love how it brightens up the background of my videos. If you don't really want to take the money to invest in lighting, then take your camera and film right in front of whatever window you have available to you, and it works just as great. Sometimes daytime lighting is actually so much prettier and more flattering than regular like studio lights are. So that is my second tip. I promise you guys, you'll find something that works for you. You just have to keep looking. It's all about trial and error. So now I've finished all of my basic bare necessities for starting a YouTube channel when it comes to the tech behind the scenes stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is basically how to build your following in the best way possible. Now, I don't have a huge following, you guys. Once again, I'm not one of these people with a million followers. I'm just telling you guys what works for me and what I feel like has worked for me, and hopefully the things that I'm doing now consistently will take me there and help me grow. Number one thing, this is the number one thing, and it is consistency. No one is going to build a following if they are not consistent. My very first YouTube video was made 4 years ago, you guys. 4 years ago. But the thing is, I was never, ever, ever consistent until January of 2017, and that was this year. And it's when I've made the most growth and the most relationships with you guys, with the people that watch my videos. I feel like being consistent has seriously changed things a lot in a shorter amount of time. I would do one video every week for like 3 weeks, and then I would go like maybe 3 months without making a video. So it's like, you're not ever gonna build a following until you put in the work. Like, you have to be consistent. People want to see you posting all the time. People are not gonna want to stick with you unless they see that you're constantly putting things out there, and that's how your social media following can grow. To me, consistency is everything. The second piece of advice that I have to give you guys is quality. It has to be a balance of quality and consistency. Just try your best to make your photos or make your content look as best as you can. It just means that you put effort and thought into taking your pictures, into taking your videos, and I promise that will come across if you really take your time into caring about the quality of your content. A third thing to me is actually, I think this ties with number one. Be yourself. Be yourself. Please, please be yourself. I would say if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, maybe film 3 or 4 videos before you actually post something. That way you get comfortable with being in front of a camera. You get used to acting like yourself. When a camera's put in front of you, sometimes it's hard to not tense up and kind of like freeze. Okay, like I'm gonna act perfect now, you know? But that's not what this is about. Like, people want to see you being real. People want to see you being yourself. They want to see your personality, because the more you are yourself, the more people can be like, oh my gosh, I do that and I'm like her, so let me follow her, or let me keep up with what she's doing. It's definitely one of the things that is most important to me, because it's so uncomfortable watching a video of someone that you know is just not being themselves. Let me pose this way, let me push my lips this way, let me smile like like It's just weird to me when people come onto camera and it's just not themselves. And also, people are not stupid. The people, you guys watching this video, you guys are not stupid. You can see when someone is being fake. You have to balance like staying true to yourself. I do think that it's extremely important to be yourself because people can really tell when you're not being yourself. And then it's just like, you don't create a genuine relationship with your viewers, so you never know if it's gonna pay off or not. So yeah guys, that was a lot. Just to go over and summarize everything that I went through. For filming, number one would be to save up your coins and invest in a good quality camera. Number two is get decent lighting. You don't need anything crazy, and if you don't want to spend money on lighting, use daylight. Now on the front camera side of things, number one is consistency. You have to be consistent because if people don't see you posting, they're not going to want to follow. Number two is your quality. Again, investing in a good camera can completely change the quality of anything that you put out. But even if you don't have the money to invest in a great camera, I would say to find some apps where you can edit your pictures, take them with your iPhone even, make them look like you actually put a little bit of effort into the content that you're putting out. And the third thing is to please be yourself. That kind of sums up everything that I was talking about. I truly hope that you guys found something helpful in this video. I've gotten so many questions of people that want to start YouTube channels, or they want to start doing a certain thing on Instagram, or they want to start a blog, but they just don't know how. It's really simple. You just have to start. Just start. Just do it and learn everything that you can. We have a crazy amount of information at our fingertips because we live in the era of the internet. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I will totally answer anything that you guys are wondering. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe because you know how much it means to me from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!